what's up, everyone? I'm the Movie Hunter back again. No hunt, no haul, but a community challenge video. Yes, the Rat Pack did, or Mel did so far on the Rat Pack Pod channel, a Rad 9 movies that made us. So basically 9 movies that made you, that were on constant rewind as a kid. Played it, it was done, you put it back in. Rewind, tape, play again. I got some of those. Yeah, definitely have some of those. 9 movies? That was hard. There's probably like 90 that I could have done, it felt like. I started doing my list and I just kept going and going. I had to stop, I had to cross some out. I didn't pull out every edition, every like version I had of the movie. The last final two, we'll say 2 of my favorites, I did pull out a couple variations I had. I didn't pull any VHS because I'm still in a tournament. VHS battle coming Tuesday. I'm in the final round, and I don't want to show off, some tapes maybe get me blocked or something I might use, on then. And yeah, so no VHS today, but I will let you know I have some of these. We'll leave it at that. So the 9 movies that I picked that made me were constant rewind, like on rewind in my house. They were on basically home recorded tapes. So I already had access to them all the time. They were rented at Blockbuster religiously, like every week. One of the tapes, one of these movies, I searched for every time I went. So I'm going to get into it. Let me move it over to the side. So first movie is like my Top Gun. Doug Masters saving his dad. Him and his crew have to put together a mission with Louis Gossett Jr., Chappie, I think his name was, to that's it, to put it all together, to save dad, to go on the mission. So Iron Eagle, guys know what I'm talking about. Iron Eagle. This was one of my favorites. I played it constantly. I don't even know if this has a Blu-ray yet. If it does, I gotta search it out. This would be excellent in 4K. Somebody just do it. This would be an excellent Kino Lorber title. Iron Eagle is just wonderful. So if you've never seen it, check that out. Especially if you like anything in the air, anything with jets or airplanes, and action and all that. You'll love it. Next, Aliens. Oh man, not Alien, but Aliens. This thing I played probably 1,000 times more than Alien. It's my favorite of the series. Hicks, Hudson, Ripley, Bishop, Newt, everybody in this movie just killed it. Vasquez, let's rock! That was the scene that my brother and I would just yell out loud and just love. When the Space Marines go down to save they think they're going to find the terraformer people, and it's really the aliens they run into. So it just sets it off from there, that scene, and the ending alone in the loader with Sigourney and the Queen. Loved Aliens. So that was on constant rewind in my house. So first 2, love them. Next, love this just as much. You guys know I love my Porky's. I couldn't leave Porky's out. This thing was constantly played. Pee-wee and the Boys of Angel Beach High. Bob Clark knew what he was doing. He made this movie for me. So that's the way I feel. It's not, the more I watch it over the years too, it's not overly raunchy. So it's a raunchy comedy, but it's kind of like a coming of age too. Some kids in high school learning their way, playing some pranks on Ball Breaker, and having a nice happy ending in a sense. So shower scene though was on constantly. So rewind. Porky's. Next, Critters. Oh, Critters. One of my favorite horror movies ever. It's so simple, basic, not overly gory, not overly anything. It's just a fun popcorn horror movie. PG-13. So if you're a kid or your kid's looking to get into horror, great starter movie. This was in 1986, so I was probably 7, I think, 8, and loved it. Loved it. You know, couldn't get enough Critters. Still can't get enough Critters. So it's the best of all. I love it more than 2. I like them all, really, to be honest, except for the last remake. But that's the one that played the most. This, same thing. Just one of the guys. Terry. You know, not getting any love as a female writer for her school paper or whatever. The article gets like, Terry, you're a joke. Don't try. So she becomes a guy, in a sense. She fakes out, you know, goes to another school, writes for that paper or whatever, and they love it. So this movie wouldn't happen today. I mean, this couldn't happen. Terry has great assets that are shown off in this movie, you know, the flash scene, and there's no way she would be hidden in today's high school. I don't know how you could have got away with it, Terry. But yes, I love Just One of the Guys. I love this more than Just One of the Girls with Corey Haim. I have both. This was my go-to. This was all the time played. All the time. Same with this one. Weird Science. I mean, who doesn't love Weird Science? Really? Anyone? You? No? Okay. It's good. It's great. 2 guys, Gary and Wyatt, they make Lisa. You got to put the bras on your head and put some stuff in your computer and lightning and the power stuff. Yeah, you make women out of thin air. So this one, loved it. We constantly played, my brother and I. We'd have this. Also, all these were like on home recordings, basically. Like I could just play them all the time, pop in the tape, and it's what built. These movies are my foundation. It's like what made me as a movie watcher love movies, and why I still collect today, and why I still watch them today. You know, is because of things like Weird Science. So this Arrow Steel, I'm gonna upgrade to the 4K when it comes out, because it's just one of those movies, you know, you need to do that with. We're gonna go with Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. This thing was constantly played. The bridge scene alone with Oingo Boingo. Bring them all down. Bring it all down. Bring it all down. It's still in my top 3. Still in my top 3 horror movies ever. This, I just love it. It's so cheesy. Chop Top. I could play this once a week, you know, and I did probably as a kid. I rented it as much as I could. You know, it's what kind of helped build the foundation of my cheesy horror love. It doesn't have like, it's not like raunchy or anything, you know, so it doesn't have like females. So that's more of the B side of love for me. But cheesy, fun horror like that, please. You know, Blood Diner and things like that, please. Munchies, TerrorVision, please. You know, I'm all about when I was a kid watching cheesy horror like that. So this one was the best of them. This was my number 1 go-to rental. Would watch this today if I needed to. Would watch it tomorrow. If I had 3 movies to take with me somewhere, this would be one of the movies. If I could only have 3 for the rest of my life, this would be one of the movies. So, Return of the Living Dead. My love for Linnea came from this. Trash, you know, the graveyard scene. Just fell in love with her then. Still in love with her now. The Return of the Living Dead, this is my number 1 watched copy. You know, I watch this religiously every year, multiple times a year. I have other copies of this, but I just didn't want to pull everything out. 3 was enough for this one. But this thing is it's the go-to for me of horror. If my house was being built, this thing is there. It's on the bottom floor. It's the first thing I put on the blueprint was Return of the Living Dead. So there we go. That's 8. My final movie is probably my favorite movie though ever. That's not a horror movie. It screams 80s. It made me get outside, and I don't want to spoil, but it made me get outside and ride a bike. The movie is so tubular. It's cool. It is rad. Oh yes, Rad did it for me. Rad, Crew Jones, running hell track against Bart Taylor. I have a Rad shirt. You know, I have this on multiple formats. I have watched this thing a ton. I played it back as a kid so much, so much. I love me some Rad. So you got the Bart Taylor on the back side of this. So this one, yeah, helped build me as well. It made me get my first GT with pegs and mags. Maybe want Haros, maybe want Diamondbacks, maybe wanted Elf. I knew all the bike brands because of Rad when I was a kid. There was this, just a quick little thing with Rad. When I was a kid, there was like this bike jump thing over down at our park. There was like this, rode fast down the road, you jump the sidewalk, you get off the lip. Everyone, that was like your thing. You did it. So we'd always be there, always be there. Sometimes you get some random strangers come ride it. You know, they'd come through. There is a guy that came through one time. He claimed to be one of the stunt bike performers in Rad. He claimed to be Crew Jones, you know, stunt double, one of them. We as kids were like, oh, we're enamored. We loved it. We ate it up. Was it true? Probably not. Could it be true? Maybe. This guy had skills. Literally, we could line up a couple of kids, bikes. This guy could fly through the air, jump everything. So as a kid, he looked like he was in Rad. He looked like he could be Crew Jones. So there was tons of moments like that growing up because of Rad. Like, we were at bike tracks. We were at the jumps. Jumps were built because of Rad. So Rad helped build me. So with that said, that's it. Those were my 9. Those were my 9 movies that I went with. I loved it. These things just are me. They speak Adam the Movie Hunter. You know, I want that movie all day with these. So give me you know, what you like out of this pile below. You know, what's your favorite? You know, have you seen them? Have you not seen them? What do you want to see? You know, all of the above. Most of these movies are still accessible as well. The only thing is probably that lenticular Rad. That's going to cost you a little bit, but everything else should be pretty reasonable, you know, if you're looking. You know, nothing crazy except for the Rad lenticular. But besides that, you know, just comment, subscribe, hit the bells, all the fun stuff, you know, that we talk about, that everyone talks about. We shouldn't have to remind you. You watch enough YouTube to know what we want you to do. So like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. Go check out the Rad Pack Pods channel. Watch Mel's video. Sure, other ones are going to be popping up soon. You know, everybody's top 9. Please do it. Please join in this community challenge. It was so fun. You'd be surprised what you're going to like pull out and be like, oh yes, this was my movie. This is what built me. So it's great to go down memory lane. That's what I did. You know, it was fun. So until next time, boys and girls, nothing else. I'm going to actually get out right now and maybe go stock up on this VHS from a battle coming up. There's a 10 for $1 sale going on down the road. So hopefully I find something good. That's it. Later.